Hello all, welcome. In previous session, we have covered how to create a GCP CloudSQL instance by configuring public and private IP. And we also connected to the GCP CloudSQL instance for these scenarios using CloudShell, GCP virtual machine, and local machine. In today's scenario, we are going to cover CloudSQL authentication proxy. As part of this session, we will be a creation of CloudSQL instance and we will configure the public IP. And how are we going to connect CloudSQL instance using a CloudShell? So by enabling the CloudSQL Proxy client in our CloudShell machine. So the third step is we are going to create a sample database and table after connecting to the GCP Google Cloud instance. Without further wasting time, let's jump into the practical session. So before that, let's go to the Google Cloud SQL Proxy, and it will take us to the Google site, official site. So from here, scroll down, we can see the high-level flow diagram here. So here we can observe that this is a client machine and it is a Cloud SQL which was provided. Once we create a Cloud SQL, right? So it will create a server. This is a server machine. So whenever we try to download and install Cloud SQL Proxy, it will create a client in our machine, and that will interact by using a TCP secure terminal that will interact with the proxy server which already installed by the Google in Cloud SQL. This is a very secure protocol which we can connect from the client machine to the Cloud SQL instance in the proxy server. So this is much more secure when compared to other scenarios like the public IP and other scenarios. So this is a recommended way of providing by the Google client. So we can use this Cloud SQL authentication proxy to connect to any Cloud SQL instance from our local machine. Go back to the application, go to left hand side and click on the SQL. Let's try to create an instance with the pre-credits. Choose MySQL. Select enterprise. We can go with the version as a sandbox. So vCPUs is fine for us. And let's select the database version as 8.0. And we can try to create a demo MySQL client with the instance ID and provide the password. Select US Central 1 and the remaining configurations we can keep it as a default. And one more important thing is just to highlight we are using a public IP to connect from the Cloud SQL instance, and keeping default and creating an instance. This will take some time to create a Cloud SQL instance. Yeah, in the meantime, what we can do is we will try to activate the CloudShell. Authorize. Yeah, we can open this in the next editor. Click on authorize. Before this, let's go back to the official documentation. Go to the connect using the Cloud SQL authentication proxy. So here you can observe a few of the things like if we want to download Cloud SQL authentication proxy in our machines. So we have different flavors, Linux flavors and also Mac OS, Windows flavors. So we can use any of these flavors. So currently we are using the CloudShell. This mostly like Linux 64-bit. Let's copy this. Go back to this version, and what we can do is we are going to paste the link. It will download CloudSQL Proxy client in our machine. Go back to here, and we can provide required permissions to this CloudSQL Proxy. If we want to verify, we can see LSL -LTR. This will provide a permissions, and it's changed to green color. When we scroll down, these are the three different sockets which we can connect to the CloudSQL. By using CloudSQL Proxy, we can generate a web port number, web server number. We can go with the Unix sockets or Docker also. So for current scenario, we will go with this TCP connection. So we will try to establish a TCP connection, and we can provide the host name. And before, this is a address, and what's the port. We can provide the port number as 8085. What is the instance connection name? Open the CloudSQL instance. Under the overview section, if we can scroll down, we can see the connection name. Copy the connection name and go back to CloudShell, and instead of instance connection name, we are going to paste this one. This is the connection name. Let's run it. So this will be this client is going to trying to connect with the CloudSQL Proxy server. Let's open the one more terminal. So here we can try to access connect to the MySQL root user instance. So here this is 1270. This is a port. Usually we will be using a public IP or private IP to connect to CloudSQL instance. But in CloudSQL Proxy server instance, we will be using this proxy client IP address that is running in our local machine. So we are trying to connect so that it will communicate with the CloudSQL Proxy server in CloudSQL instance. So let's run this. Enter the password. Bang. Now we are successfully able to connect to the MySQL instance. So as part of this, we will try to create one database table, and also will create the sample insert scripts. We created a sales DB, and also we inserted some sample dummy tables. So let's go to the orders table and see the data is created. Yes, the data has been successfully created. If we go back to the CloudSQL instance, so here we can try to connect to the database sales DB. We can from here we can create one built-in user, and that user we can try to access and create the user, and we can connect and do that. That we can see in the next session in the users. Hope this session was helpful for you.
Thank you all for your support, and it's encouraged me to do more videos to share my knowledge. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.